Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome to Let's Play 999. In the last episode, we got the knife ending, which was pretty messed up, and we don't know who killed him, of course. And then after that, I started the game over again, and I decided to go through the door that I had not gone through, which is door 3. So, yeah, which means that we get to see a very unpleasant sight, if you remember. Now, I think in one of the past episodes, even though we didn't go through door 3, we still had to go into the room to find out what happened to Snake, supposedly. So what's going to happen now, they're probably going to be really descriptive, and I'm going to put a warning in the description of the episode. Sorry. I don't know why I'm yawning. Um, but I'm not gonna read the really gruesome parts all over again because every time I have to read that stuff, I get so grossed out, I feel sick. There was a soft click as the lights came on. It had scarcely faded when another noise pierced the air. A scream. Oh boy. Okay. Terrible scream. um, okay. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. Yeah, I am not going to describe it. You guys can read it. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. Because I already read this before, and I just don't want to have to read it again. I am the type... I get triggered so easily. I'll get so nauseous if I have to read that. Yeah. I'm not... I don't even want to look at it. Because I already had to read it before. And I can't fast forward this. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. It's so hard to record these videos in the morning. It's the only time I have. Not looking. Oh. So how's your day, guys? You're not as sensitive as I am, right? This is not gonna make you sick like it makes me sick. And then the music doesn't help too. It's so creepy. I keep telling myself, it's like I tell myself it's ketchup, but looks like an explosion. Seven's voice was low and strained. Just like the ninth man. The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut. Okay. Quite powerful. Excuse me. No, I'm not reading that part. Oh, but it does mention the whole left arm thing, exposing the bone, which is why if Clover had seen that, then that would have helped a lot. But sometimes she doesn't know. So, his bracelet next to him, the display was shattered, lay on the ground in pieces. It's just ketchup, Bing. Stop freaking out. I don't know why. Okay, no, to be honest, I do watch Walking Dead, but there are sometimes I get so grossed out. I'm like, no, but it's still a good show. Okay, so those clothes are familiar to him. Here we go. I think now they're not going to talk about it anymore. Is that Snake? I mean, it's so weird. Why do they have his clothes? Santa's voice wavered as he spoke, his mouth dry. Ugh, excuse me. I am so annoyed with that. Oh my god. Finally, Junpei spoke. Why did this happen? No! Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity, and not entirely human. Now, I could do that scream for y'all, but it would break your ears, so I'm not gonna do that. No! 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 Try to tone down my screaming. Plus, my dog would freak out. She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Oh, God. Junpei could hear the sound of hair tearing. No! He's like, girl, you better stop that. God. Stop it, June. He grabbed for her wrist. But he probably failed because she's in the middle of a freaking panic attack, dude. But as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit. Girl, you're not going anywhere. We're trapped in here. Ooh, the smell. I'll think about that. Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here! She screamed at the door and her fist slammed against it with a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles. Oh, gosh. Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this? She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fist flailed against the door. Get me out of here! Please! Please, just let me out. I don't know. It looks like the video's kind of delayed or lagging. Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door. Come on now. Why are you buffering or... I don't know. I don't know what's going on. No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go! She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. Dang. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. I mean, you can't blame her. That's a really, up close and personal to somebody you knew. Ugh. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. Aw, you guys are cute. Gotta make time for romance, right? Her shoulders shook and great hot tears rolled down her face like rain. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right, June. You can't say that. It's gonna be okay, Connie. Her name was a whisper. I'll be here with you, okay? She nodded once. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy. Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. His face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic. How do you know what her hair smells like? Do you feel better? Yes. But I'd like to stay here. For a little while, at least. Jumpy's body is so warm. Okay, doggy, please stop trying to distract me. Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. He is making a racket over here. I'm so sorry about that. Junpei stood up. He bent down, put his arms under June's, and helped her to her feet. Awkward. They didn't speak. Because what else is there to say? There's a dead man right in front of them. And they're trapped in the room. They're trapped in the ship. Neither did Seven or Santa. A person was dead. They had died in that room in a terrible way. Okay, dog. Hopefully he's not gonna... Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. I don't have time. Which is a shame. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead. Alright, here we go. Time to seek a way out. Alright, let's look at this. Should I just click right there? Might as well. The most obvious thing. Those letters written in blood. That looks familiar. LLR. Do you think that might be some sort of dying message from Snake? That's a good question. But he can't see. No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You aren't doing anything after something like that happens. That's true. He wouldn't still be alive. Something like that happens to you. Then this. The way the blood's dried tells you it's real old. Whoever's blood this is, it ain't Snake's. That's a comforting thought. Not. Then you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago. Yeah. Alrighty then. Let's not go investigate the body, please. Alright, I thought I could click on the pole there, but no. The divider on the other side of the wall is... yeah. No. I don't want to think about that. Alright, I'm glad we don't have to go investigate that. Alright, let's see if anything happens when I turn you. Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Is the pipe clogged? Okay. What about these? There's water coming out of the shower head. Huh. Let's see if... Shit! That's hot! Really hot! Oh. Man, that water must be just about boiling. Ouch. Can't control it. What's in here? Oh. There's a piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Huh. This reminds me of a zero-time dilemma. Just a little bit. I know it makes sense that the puzzles are kind of similar. Same game creators and all that. But the styles of the games are so different. Okay, nothing there. What's this? It's a thermometer. Can you get it off? No. It's screwed onto the wall. Oh. So we can't do anything else with it? I want to know what it says. It looks like less than 15? Okay, with screws. So I need a screwdriver. Excuse me. Again. Jesus. Alright, so... Oh, it looks like a card. Like a key card. We're gonna need that. But it's down at the bottom, just like in Zero Time Dilemma, so... I know what we gotta do here. I wonder if we can get to it somehow. Don't think so. It's too deep. I can't reach it. We'll get it. Alright, what else is there? I already checked all 3 toilets, you know. Nothing unusual there. Okay, I guess I have to just take your word for it. So, here's this. Nothing happens when I press these buttons. It's locked, okay. Well, it looks like the power's on. I'm wondering what the deal is with those things that say lock up there, though. Alright. I guess the key card would be used for that? Okay. What is this? Another toilet area? I don't know. Oh. A bucket! Oh, please do the bucket thing that Sigma did. That was hilarious. Inferno drew a picture of that too. Anything about the bucket? Okay, let's search and see if they'll do something funny. It's a tin bucket. Yeah. Hey, Jumpy. Do you remember back in elementary school when you spilled all of our paint across the whole classroom? They made you clean it up and all they gave you was a sponge and a bucket like this. Hey, come on now. Can't we just leave the past in the past? Okay, and a broom. Oh, looks like flash or story time. Alright, Junpei reached for the broom, and as he grabbed it, he heard a soft voice from behind him. It was June. The rabbit hutch. Huh? He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face. I don't see one. There it is. Oh, you just reminded me of it. The rabbit hutch, I mean. How did I remind you of something like that? Jumpy and the broom. Sounds like a title. You were always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch. I was? Don't you remember? I used to play around with brooms too. Junpei stared at the broom in his hand. You mean you don't remember that summer either? I kind of want to be a witch this Halloween, but it's not like I'm going anywhere. She looked very sad. He shook his head. Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible. I don't even think I dressed up at all last year either. They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Bunnies! I like bunnies. They're cute. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. We had a lot of different pets in my elementary school too. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept. He rushed to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. Uh-oh. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her, into the rabbit hutch. The first thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. I hate animal abuse. I really hate it. I really do. Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop crying. Whoever did that deserves to be tortured. I'm sorry. I just kept crying and crying until you came over. You held my hand and you looked very serious and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying. Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. Fun? What are you talking about? You told me we were gonna catch the killer together. June smiled, and a little of the flush of life returned to her cheeks. Then we decided that we'd ambush them. That might not be a great idea. Yeah, I remember. The school also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Interesting combination. I mean, roosters, really? Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. That's awful. People are just psycho when they do that. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutch at dusk and waited. Aww. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's, Akane Kurashiki's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget as long as he lived. Aw, man, this boy has it bad. But the murderer never showed up. We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up. Y'all are dedicated. Good for you. Still kind of risky, though.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either.
Poor bunnies.
I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
He felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say that. Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle. Yeah, I mean, that's risky. It's a frickin' murderer.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused. What if it was a psycho adult? Well, come on, we were just kids. Oh, not again, lagging. If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something. That's true. I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried.
Dang it, game.
Because you were there with me.
She blushed furiously.
You know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the subject.
I was the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know? That's a shame. Animals are fun.
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
We know why, don't we? If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was. I figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Really, Junpei? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off. Sure.
Really? That's why you volunteered?
Huh. Yeah, it is. He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked away at something very important. Ah, sure, Junpei. Very important, and you can't even say what you were looking at. That hadn't been the reason, of course. He had asked to take care of the rabbits so that he could be near June. Man, he had it bad. But it had been so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. Oh, come on, you still feel like that. It would be embarrassing. He took a quick breath to clear his head, tossed the broom up, and then snatched it out of the air. Well, we don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know. We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes.
June nodded curtly, then turned and walked away. She's like, how dare you ruin the moment, you douche! Junpei turned around and looked at the room. At Snake's body. Chunks of flesh. Stop it! You already described it enough. Come on now. The conversation he and June had been having scarcely fit their surroundings. No kidding. But perhaps that was simple human nature. Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. But those rabbits died. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him. He had to live. He wanted a life again, a life with June in it. As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think of was how much he wanted to live. Alright, we got the broom. Alright, so we're going to end this episode right here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. And until next time, have a nice day. Bye!